there everyone, my name's Lizette and I'm here today to share with you one of my favorite desserts, and it's a very simple one. You don't need any flour. It's a custard. I have a funny story about custard because we were playing Scrabble and I spelled custard very wrong, but I was trying to take one word and make another word. So you'll see that in the outtakes later, maybe you might see it. I'm not going to explain it, but I was really embarrassed. But hey, you know what? If you want to try and make those words on a Scrabble and use every letter, you get a little desperate. But it did inspire me to make some custard out of my turmeric concentrate. So I often get whole turmeric and root, and then I juice it and add a little touch of lemon juice to keep it preserved. And I keep it in my fridge and I use it to make golden milk and maybe put a little bit in my smoothies. And so this is great, an anti-inflammatory, wonderful, healthy ingredient. And flavor-wise, it's okay. It's astringent, but the other flavors that are going on around what you're making with it are really what matters. So I thought, well, golden milk tastes really good. You put coconut milk and all these spices. What would it be like to make a custard? So I have made a custard for you. I will show you how to do it, and it's made with coconut milk and some heavy cream. So if you don't do dairy, you can always mix in another product like a nut milk or something else in there. So anyway, I will show you how to make it, and then yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So just hang on for a second while I set it all up.
Okay, so we're going to start by heating up our coconut milk, and then because I'm using heavy cream, I'm going to add that in. So about equal measure of coconut milk and heavy cream, or you can use a nut milk if you like, if you want to make this fully dairy free, or all coconut milk. Then you add some spices. So I've got a star anise here and some peppercorns, and the peppercorns actually help make the turmeric more active. And then that was a cinnamon stick, fennel, whole fennel seeds are good, cardamom pods, and I put in some sliced ginger. I have about 4 slices here. And then my fresh turmeric concentrate. That's just juicing fresh turmeric. And then we whisk that together. And I don't do this on the heat yet. I just do it so that it's all room temperature. I turn the heat on later. And then I'm going to add some vanilla. And this vanilla isn't a glycerite, so you could use an alcohol-based vanilla. Whatever you got. And then you just turn on the heat. And then you simmer this until you kind of scald it, so just make it nice and hot. And then while that's heating, then you take your egg yolks and you whisk them up. And then you add maple syrup. That's a 1/4 cup of maple syrup to about 5 egg yolks. Okay, so once I finish whisking the egg yolks with the maple syrup, I'm just going to now turn my attention to the hot coconut cream with turmeric and spices. I'm going to ladle this into a sieve that's held over this Pyrex pitcher, and that way I'll be able to control it when I do the next step. But you can see here that we have all those spices I put in there. Don't just compost those. The star anise and the cardamom pods and the cinnamon stick are all reusable, because we didn't really steep them that long into this mixture, so you can use them to make another one, some chai, or whatever spicy thing you fancy. So just pour the rest of it in there like that, and then we'll set that aside and shake that off a little bit. See, so save those spices. Look at that, they're wonderful. I might even save the ginger, at least for one more use. Okay, so now we're going to do this technique called tempering. So see how I'm whisking and then very slowly pouring the hot coconut milk. It's actually hot turmeric coconut milk with spices. This is the golden milk that ordinarily you would probably have that in a mug, but we are going to make a custard because I promised you we would make a custard. So this is what you do. Whenever you make a custard, you have to temper your hot milk mixture into the egg yolks, just like this. And at a certain point, you can pour it a lot faster, and then you're done. And you do that so you don't cook the eggs. So this is an important step. Then we add a little bit of sea salt because I think I might have forgotten to add it earlier, but this is a good time to add it. And then we're going to pour it right back into the pitcher. And this is so that when I put it into the ramekins, which I'll show you how I set that up, you can pour it out of a spout much easier, much neater. Okay. So let's get ready. We take a baking pan and you put a kitchen towel on the bottom of the pan and then pour hot boiling water I have from this kettle into the pan, and this is going to create what's called a bain-marie. And I probably pronounced that terribly. I'm very American, but hey, that's what I am. So you pour that in there and you have this hot kind of lake, and that's what you're going to put the ramekins in. So you place those in there, and I'm hoping to get 6 ramekins full of our golden custard. So I'll do my best, because these ramekins, I'm realizing, well, they're a little tall. So I could have made twice the amount of my golden milk custard. In the future, I think I will, because this is a really good recipe. I encourage you to try it. Oops, yep. So this amount yields 5 of these larger ramekins. They're tall. Then you put them in a 325-degree oven, and you cook them for about 45 minutes to an hour. And there they are. So you know when they're done. They've been cooking for about an hour. And see how I'm tapping the top? They're kind of spongy. And then you place a skewer in there, and if it comes out clean, like it is right there, it is perfect. And so I'm going to take them out of the bain-marie, and now I'm going to, these have cooled now, so I'm going to garnish. So I'm showing you my very complex garnishing idea. You could just forget this entire thing, maybe put a little nutmeg on top and call it a day, but no, I have to do extra things. So I'm going to add this local honey here, and then I'm going to add some crushed pistachios, which I crush in this little mortar and pestle, because I think the color looks really pretty and I like the texture. So if you really want to get fancy, you can take some of these suggestions. And then I add some bee pollen. So the bee pollen looks really cool in here. It's like little gold flecks. And then painstakingly zest this orange, and it's painstaking. So you just get a few curls in there. You can just stop right there, but I keep going because I like zest. And so if you were to time me, doing each of these individual, it takes a little time, but I'm cooking with love here, guys. So I'm loving up on the garnishes. Okay, one more, maybe one more. I can't stop it. It just looks so pretty. Okay. You should see me wrap presents. All right, that's it.
Okay, so here's our finished product. This is our golden milk custard, and I couldn't resist, but I love to garnish my desserts and make them look beautiful. So I garnished it with all of these, and you can do anything, but as you saw, I did some ground pistachios with some Malden sea salt and a little bit of palm sugar, and there's honey. There's some orange zest, and I mean, I kind of went crazy, but I just wanted to make it look really pretty. You can do all sorts of other things. Oh, I also added bee pollen here. You could do this with berries, and berries I think would pair really nicely with this. But I'm gonna try it. I can't wait. I've let this chill. It's been going, hanging out here for a while, just waiting for me to eat it. So I'm gonna try it, and then you're going to try it because you're going to try and make it. Okay, so I'll have the recipe for you, and please subscribe to our channel. We also have a Facebook page, so you can subscribe to that as well, and we also have an email if you want to stay in contact with us on a regular basis. So We'd love to hear from you. If you have any comments or questions about this recipe or anything that we have on our channel, please do that. Connect with us. All right. Bye.